Well, hello, everybody. I'm having problems getting it up on my laptop. That's why I'm 2 minutes late. We got Connie, Susan, Sheila. Good evening, ladies. I'm having to look on my screen over here. I don't know why it's not coming up on my laptop. Crazy. I get all my other videos to come up and lives, but I can't get this one to come up so far. I don't know what the deal is. There it is, finally. How you ladies doing this evening? Thank you, Susan. Oh, great, Connie. Your husband's gonna cook for you tonight. That's special. Glad he's gonna do that. Not every day your husband cooks for you. I'm doing fine. I've been lazy all day. I said I was gonna go dig my potatoes today and get those totes ready to plant something else in it. I haven't done it. I've been busy uploading my garden update video today so I could post it in the morning. I did it actually. I finished doing it last night. It got dark on me. We got 11 watching. That's pretty good. And there's Claire. Hello, Claire. How's Claire doing? And Sheila McDaniel. Yeah, I guess I wore myself out. I couldn't get motivated to get started on anything today. I did put fresh hummingbird nectar in my hummingbird feeders, so they've got fresh nectar out there. I know my hummingbirds have been coming back to the feeders, but every time I get the camera, they take off. Thank you, Connie. I know sometimes I think I need a vacation, but I can't go anywhere because of my garden. Not out here. You can't count on it raining. And if I left for a few days, it might not be alive when I got back. So, and there's R.F. Hawkins. Hello. Kai is with us. Thank you, Kai. We had like 9 or 10 birthdays I know that I put up on the thumbnail. I hope Gladys can make it. I know she sent me a message and said that her pad would kept cutting out on her and stuff like that. So she said if she didn't show up in the chat that she'd be watching. So hopefully she's watching. She said she wants to get a new pad, but her AC comes first, and I agree with her. It's getting hot weather, and if you don't have AC, you can't handle it. I mean, she definitely needs to think about getting her AC first. Oh, it was so good, Claire. That's the first time I'd ever got a strawberry cheesecake shake, and it was really good. Really good. I know at one time I would go to Dairy Queen and I'd try different Blizzard every time I went. You never can get through them all because about the time you think you got through them, they come up with a new one. Oh, really? So Jess watched it too? Well, good. Loved going with me to some. Well, I have done quite a few of those road trips, and I know Gladys likes them because she's shut inside. She doesn't get out. And I've taken everybody to the lake, to the state parks. I've went fishing several times, and took you on a tour of Granbury, like at Christmas and other times. And I'm due for another fishing trip. I haven't been fishing since last year, so Claire says I'd love to try a shake. Well, you need to. And there's Barbara Hanley. Hello, Barb. That's the first shake that I've gotten in ages. Oh, it's been a while. Long time. I saw you at Sonic. Good for you. It looked real good. It was. And I was a little hungry, but not much. That's the reason I only got the three chicken tenders, because I knew if I got more than that, it would be too much. And I said, there's no need in ordering a bunch of stuff if I can't eat it. So those three tenders and that shake was plenty. I was full when by the time I got to the bottom of that cup after eating those tenders, I was full. And there's vegan menu. Hello, vegan. How are you doing this evening? I made me some lemonade. And I remembered to drink my fire cider before this live. So hopefully I'm not going to start coughing. And there's Barbara Elford. Hello, Barbara. How are you doing? So we got Barb in here, Barb Hanley, and we got Barbara Elford as well. Welcome, both ladies. Glad to see you in chat. Glad to see everybody in chat. Yeah, I love honey mustard sauce. I could just about put that on anything. I even dip my fries in it when I get fries or onion rings. I can dip it in that honey mustard sauce. I got mail today, but I didn't get anything. It was just advertisements, and I got my Medicare deductible. They're reminding me that I only paid half of it, so I still owe $122 on my deductible for this year. But I'll get it paid. I'll get my check this coming week, and I'll pay that then. But I'm down pretty low in my checking account, so I don't want to pay any big bills like that, because you don't know when an emergency might come up and you might need that money. So I'll wait till I get my check in the mail or deposit it. I have automatic deposit, and hopefully it'll be in there this week sometimes. Drink the rest. Oh, I don't leave any in that little container. I dip that chicken tender in there till I got every bit of that honey mustard sauce out. There was none left to drink. Well, like I said, they may be late coming. Maybe they'll all show up in the morning. You never know. I mean, I got one from Randy. I got one from my brother. Who did the other one come from? Oh, Randy. Yeah, Randy sent one. My brother sent one. And then the anonymous giver sent one that I can't tell you the name of. So, the mail may be a little late. So all of them will probably show up in my mailbox tomorrow. Well, I asked her, she asked me if I wanted honey mustard. And I said, well, and I was really joking when I asked her, but I know anything extra, if they ask if you want it, is going to cost something more. Well, does it cost extra? And she said, yeah, 20 cents a package. And I said, well, yeah, give me one. But there was two in the bag. So I don't know why they put two in there. So I brought the other one home, and I had a couple of pieces of fried fish that I had, and I dipped those couple of pieces of fish later last night in it, and I ate them with that one package of honey mustard sauce. Oh, I'm sorry, Sheila. Well, anytime you need my address for anything, just shoot me an email. My email is usually in the description of my videos. And anytime, sorry about that. Anytime anybody wants it, I give it to them, the email address in the live chat, which it's hauserlinda49 @gmail. And oh, this must be Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie. I mean, I wasn't thinking when I first saw his name come up. I said, "Oh my God, that's Dennis!" And then I realized, no, that's Stephanie. Gonna give me heart failure, girl. You aren't allowed to cough. Yeah, well, tell nature that. I put a little bit of honey mustard sauce in that sriracha sauce I made the other day in my video. I put regular mustard, sriracha, honey mustard, vinegar. I don't remember offhand what and all I put in it. Mayo, about a spoonful of mayo, I think. But it was good. So, how many birthday people do we have in here tonight so far? I don't remember everybody's names that was on the thumbnail. And I got a condolence card sent out to Dennis's mailing address, so you should get that probably by the end of the week. I didn't get it in the mail till, was it yesterday or this morning? I can't even think, y'all. I've been running around doing so much I can't even keep the hours and the days straight. Times at the restaurant supply store. Yeah, I know. Because when I've worked at those fast food places and they bring in those condiments in cases, they say those little cases of those condiments are a fortune, cost a lot. I don't know how much they charge for those 5-gallon buckets of dill pickles that Brahms got. That's how I got my green buckets, complimentary of Brahms, because they empty about 1 bucket a week. And if I could catch them, they told me I could have all of them I wanted because they were just throwing them away. So, yeah, I got probably 7 or 8 buckets from them. I could use more, but I never know since I'm not working there when they're going to be throwing any away. And I don't want to go out there and ask them to hold one for me because I doubt they do it. They're too busy to think about saving me a bucket. So is it vegan? Oh, okay. So we got vegan menu. Their birthdays today or this month, not maybe today, but this month. So happy birthday, vegan. Yeah, I'm so glad Stephanie showed up. Well, I'm glad you came by, vegan menu. I didn't know it was your birthday this month. I'd have put your name up on the thumbnail. I was about to run out of room. I had 9 or 10 names to put up there, but I'd found room for yours. Yeah, I got a clean house one day. Even though it's rained a lot, we've had a lot of wind on the days that it has not rained. And like I said, my windows they're not sealed real good, not like a new house. And on those windy days, it fills my house. I mean, you can see on the tabletops and countertops, there's dust. So I need to dust and probably mop, vacuum, all that good housework stuff, that I sometimes don't want to do. I'll look at it, think about doing it, and then I'll say, oh, it can wait till tomorrow. And then tomorrow I get busy doing something else. I'll find something in the yard I'd rather do. Well, thank you, Linda Asher. Glad you could make it to come into our live tonight. Green peas with onions, bacon and cheese, sweet potato biscuits with butter, honey butter, peach cobbler, and ice cream. Oh my God, don't that sound good? I'm going to go eat with Stephanie tonight. No, I did not. I told y'all I was not making a cake on my birthday. I got a little one that I did like I've done on the other birthdays for the month. I wasn't going to cook myself a birthday cake. I can't eat the whole cake and I don't have room to freeze it, any of it. I mean, I might make a cake, but I'm not going to do it for just me. I'll make it if I think my son or somebody's coming and somebody's got to help me eat it. Thank you, vegan menu. I want to eat at Dennis's house. Yum, yum. I know it sounds so good. Oh, goodness. Sounds like it's all home cooking. You made two for yours, two cakes for your birthday? Well, I needed to eat up those little strawberry um, shortcakes, and I had two left up in the freezer, so I got one down. So now I got one left, and then I'll have to come up with something else, maybe a blueberry shortcake or chocolate cake or some other little something. Make some kind of fancy cupcakes and use them as a cake. Always make a cake for yourself. Well, but if I made a cake, that means I needed to eat it, and I don't want to eat a whole cake. Oh, I don't think I saw that. Maybe I haven't checked my email since you sent that. Let me see if I can check my email on this one over here. I know you sent me some stuff that and how much it costs and everything, but I don't remember seeing a headstone. I need to clean this off so it has more memory on it. And then it won't take so long to get into anything on here. I've got the memory crammed full. Did you send it by messenger or did you send it in an email? To my email. Okay. I don't know if I got that. I don't have it, Stephanie. I went through and I know and I deleted a bunch of stuff. I could have accidentally deleted that without realizing it, but I don't see it. This is all Facebook. Wait a minute. Yeah, I did not get it. So I guess you'll need to resend it. I don't have it on my phone, or I don't have it on that tablet there. This mini one, mini little one. I'm not showing a. Yeah, I don't have it, Stephanie. Check my spam. I didn't even think about that. But I think I got emails from her before. They didn't go to spam. And nothing in the spam is her either. Can you resend it, Stephanie? There's Gladys. Hi, Gladys. T. Sharon. Glad you ladies could make it. Yeah, if possible, Stephanie, try to send it again because I didn't see that. Yeah, I'm glad Gladys was too, because she sent me a message and said she may not be able to get in live chat because of her pad. She's gonna have to make an ice pack for her pad. I said that to be funny, but I know it's not funny when your iPad gets hot and it wants to go crazy on you. Well, hi Becky. It's just allergies. I went to the doctor after doctor about my allergies, and I haven't used my nasal sprays today. That's probably one reason. I've got this little tickle going on right here all of a sudden. Found a cough drop. Look on Amazon. Gladys loved the car ride. Well, I'm glad you did, Gladys. What's on Amazon, Susan? And sometimes from my neck injury, certain nerves will get pinched at different times and it causes a little fluttering down my throat. And that also makes me cough. And that's not my allergies. That's from pinched nerves that's causing it. It doesn't cause any pain or anything, but it gets that little flutter going on and it'll sure make you cough. For Gladys's, a fan for her tablet. Well, she may just need to clean it out. It may have dust in it or something to where it's not getting enough air in there. My laptop is so old, the case on it is crumbling, believe it or not. And it's still working. I mean, it gets a little warm in the corner, but the fan pretty well keeps it cool. I noticed that one day. I said, well, man, the whole cover in the corner over there underneath is just broke away where the little opening bars were for the air to go in for that fan. Those little bars just broke right off. No, I think it was just one of the caterpillars. We've got so many different kinds of them. The buck caterpillars are the worst around here, but this time of year there's other caterpillars too. So I guess one of them I brushed up against it or something, but I don't think it was the buck caterpillar because um, it left a different type of a spot on my leg, my knee, just below my knee. I put pictures out on Facebook asking people if they could identify that sting or bite or whatever was on my knee. It burned and it itched the first day when it happened. It itched and burned the next day. And I had put antibiotic cream, that anti-itch cream, which is an antibiotic. I put it on it several times and washed it good when I bathed and everything. And it doesn't burn or itch today at all, but it's all blistered up on the top. And I don't usually get bites where they blister up like that. I don't know if you can even see it. I can try showing my leg, my knee. It might be a little gross. I don't know if you even want to see it, but well, I can't get it back there. Trying to get it there, and I'm looking down at it, but that's it. Looks pretty gross, don't it? But at least it don't itch or burn now. It stopped doing that. But it is kind of blistered up across the top of it. Little bitty bumps of blisters like. Yeah, but it's not a sore. I know when I got stung, but I didn't see what stung me. It hurt and burned all of a sudden. I looked down and I had a red spot on my knee, on my leg, and within just a couple of hours, it was a big spot, and it started getting all red, and it itched and it burnt. Yeah, but it's not. It's some kind of bite or sting. I looked online, tried to find it, and I couldn't find one that looked like it. No, it never did bleed at all. It was just like getting a mosquito sting. All of a sudden, I felt it, and I jerked back and looked down, and I kind of rubbed my knee. I didn't scratch it, but I rubbed it, and it almost acted like a mosquito sting or something, mosquito bite. But then later, it started making a big red spot. Oh no, goodness. Well, I hope everybody stays safe. I mean, it looked like that from day one almost. Just a couple of hours after that, and I put some antibiotic cream on it. It was all red and that that size of a red spot. And it goes up my leg a little bit. I don't know if y'all noticed that. It goes up some. Let's see. Get my knee up here. I don't know what I'm showing you. See how it goes up one side? It's hard to get the camera situated to where you can see anything. But you can see above it. I can't get the camera right. But there's two or three spots above it to one side. And I've been stung by one of those buck caterpillars before, and it didn't look like that. I had individual bites all over my fingers, both of them down in between my fingers, up on my hand. And they were individual plain looking bites just from one touch of that caterpillar. But this might be a caterpillar. There's one that's kind of gray and fuzzy that a friend of mine said it looked like one of them I might have brushed up against it. And I guess when you do brush up against it, those little fuzzy hairs like sting you. So it could have been one of them. Well, that's the way it looked from day one. It looked like I had two or three bites up my leg, my knee. So it's not spreading anywhere. It's still the way it was, almost like I got more than one bite. But from what I understand, it's just where how you touch the caterpillar, I guess. And this gray one likes to hang out in oak trees and wood piles and rocks and stuff like that. And I was out in the yard messing around with logs, moving a couple of those and messing around in the garden when I got bit or stung. Yeah, but that's the way it was when I got bit by the buck caterpillar. I had 30 bites from those hairs on that caterpillar, but you only felt one sting. But I had about 30 bites, little individual bites all over, but it come from touching him one time. Because everywhere you touch one of those little hairs will individually sting you. Evidently, I'm not. It's not gotten any worse. It's still red. Yeah, that's what a friend of mine said. T. Sharon asked, ASP Sting asked, and I didn't even know what that was. I said, "What is that?" And he said, "Look it up on Google," and it showed those gray, fuzzy, hairy caterpillars, and They looked like a blob of hair or something. And it showed a few more, but I never could find exactly what the bites looked like. And when I did, it looked more like the butt caterpillar than it does what I got on my knee. So I don't know. No, it doesn't hurt at all. It doesn't hurt if I touch it. It doesn't itch anymore. It doesn't burn. I mean, it burned for 2 days and it itched, but I kept putting cream on it and trying not to scratch it. But it ulcerated, it's got little blister bumps, little tiny ones all over the top of it. And it did that from day one. Gonna be in the 80s on Friday. It's 84 here right now. So it's not extremely hot, but it's still pretty warm outside. And it's humid since we had all that rain. I mean, we've been getting nice weather, but we've been getting rain because, it's even though we've had tornado warnings, hail warnings, high wind warnings, and all that, it's basically just rained around here. And we need the rain. So got to 77 today, but it doesn't seem like that. Linda, I tried to send it. It won't go. Are you sending it to the correct email? Hauser? Here, let me put it in. Is that the one you're sending it to? I hear little buddy at the door. He's wanting to eat. Oh, let me see what's in his bowl. Let me go get him something. Oh, he'll probably want it out on the porch. You coming in? Come on, come on. No, you want it out there, huh? There you go. He came in first thing this morning and got his breakfast, but he wants his food out there now. Well, some of them look all black until they stretch a little bit, and you look real close and they're green. Their body's green, and they have these little, look like target dots at each hair, and that's what stings you when you touch them. Yeah, I put water in his food sometimes. That's the only way he'll drink water that I give him. I don't know if he smells the chemicals in the water and won't drink it, but sometimes I'll pour bottled water in his dry food. He likes that. And sometimes he'll just drink the water out of it and leave the food. Other times he'll get water out of the water fountains and the bird baths outside. Hmm. Stephanie's talking about baking a pie. Mix a little egg and a little milk on top of my pie crust. Add a little bit of sugar. Oh, that's real good, Stephanie. I've done that before. My mom has too. It makes kind of like a sugary, flaky, sweet, crusty pie crust. Oh, you got a rhubarb recipe. I've never, like I said, one time I tried it and I didn't like it. And so I don't ever buy rhubarb to try it. So was that the correct address that you tried to send the picture to, Stephanie? The one I posted in chat? I tried giving him milk a couple of times, but he don't care anything about milk. He'll sniff it and walk off. I thought all cats love milk. Well, we were getting up in the 90s, and then we got that rain, that storm that come through, and it cooled the temperatures down a little bit. Oh, wow. Maybe their bellies don't like the chemicals. I was waiting to see if Stephanie tried to send that email again. Oh my goodness, 11 tornado warnings. Wow. Whew, I'm glad they're not around here. Well, we've been on waiting long enough for people to get in chat. I'm going to get my birthday cake. Well, don't have to open that. Let me just open it. I put whipped cream on it. I don't think, I don't know if my candle will stay lit till we sing happy birthday or not. Trying to go out. It did. It went out. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, May birthdays. Happy birthday to you and many more. Make a wish, all you birthday people. One, two, three. There's my birthday. It stayed lit, but I kind of cracked my voice. I didn't sound too good, did I? They're Diana Hinkle. She's singing in chat. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. Hip hip hurrah. God. Yours is buffering off and on. Uh-oh. My laptop hasn't been doing it tonight for some reason. Our live Sunday, it was the wheel turned a couple of times, once or twice. Hope y'all made good wishes for your birthday. And many more. I hear you. Looking good for, yeah. I used to could reverse the numbers and it made me feel good. I can't reverse them anymore. Because if I reverse that number now, it's not much better. You've had internet chaos the last few weeks. I feel great. I just couldn't get motivated to get started on any projects today. I was going to go out then dig in my tubs for my potatoes and see if I had any and get my tubs ready to plant something else in because I've got pepper plants. You know, all those seed, all those seed I planted from those seed I got out of the pepper, they're all coming up. And I've got purple tomatoes planted. I've got purple peppers planted or started the seeds. And I've got ponderosa pink tomato plants started. They've come up. So I'm gonna have all that to plant somewhere. I'm gonna need some of my tubs. A lot more than what my tubs will hold, that's for sure. I'm gonna try new potatoes and next year, carrot, squash for next year. Yeah. Well, my those little mashed potato squash that I planted, I've got two hills of them or two pots of them that are producing little squash, and they're white, round. They look almost like a pumpkin, but they're white, and they're about the size of a grapefruit right now, small grapefruit or a large orange. And I've never grown them before, so I was tickled to death that they produce those squash. Or, and I haven't. I was reading on the internet today of how to determine when it was time to pick them. So I don't think they're big enough to pick yet. I'm gonna eat some birthday cake, y'all, because it's my birthday. Y'all eat you some. You're supposed to have you a cupcake or some cake in front of you. You planted purple potatoes. I never planted purple ones, but I cut up red potatoes and planted them, white potatoes, the Yukon Gold, and just the white potatoes, Yukon Gold, and the red potatoes. I think there was three different kinds, but I don't know. I've never had much luck with potatoes. I tried them last year in a box, and it did. That one plant did produce some potatoes, but they were real small. The plant died off, and I guess the potatoes quit growing. I don't know, or maybe I pulled them too soon. I have no idea. Sheila's wish was that she could be 16 again. I don't know if I could handle being 16 again. It was a good time in my life, but I don't know if I could live through all that again. Mm, I had to eat this, y'all, because the whipped cream is melting. Y'all take a bite. Eat birthday cake with me. Oh, that sounds good, Jeanette. Well, hi, Jeanette. Welcome. She made a chocolate sourdough cake with yummy chocolate frosting. That sounds real good. Chocolate is my favorite. I mean, I love them all, but it's really hard to pick a favorite. But my mom used to fix some really good chocolate cakes. Everything of hers was homemade. Everything was from scratch. The icing, everything, and they were so good. Tonight I'm not cooking. Bobby is made me a chicken bowl. It is chicken, mashed potatoes, corn, cheese, chicken gravy, all mixed together. An excuse for me to eat a potato. Yes, my most favorite food. Well, potatoes are good for you and they're low calorie. Somebody else had left in a comment wanting to know if I was going to bake myself a chocolate cake for my birthday, and I said no. If I make little cakes like that, see, I only eat that one little individual cake. I don't go back for second or thirds or fourths or fifths or sixths or just keep going back until I eat it all. I mean, I can't do that. I've already gained too much weight. But I love baking cakes. I just don't want to bake a whole cake for myself unless I can freeze it, bring it out at another time, and I've got my freezers are full. My refrigerator freezer's cram full. This one behind me's full. I have nowhere to put anything else. So we just had our birthday cake. Oh wow, I have checked that out, Jeanette. Oh no, Indiana too, Susan. Oh my goodness. With me on birthday, I don't care. I want cake. Well, I just ate cake. I guess I could have baked a chocolate cake and ate a couple of pieces of it and gave it to my neighbors or something. I don't know. See, I just was not in the mood to even bake a birthday cake today. I couldn't get motivated. I've just been lazy all day. I said, it's my birthday. I'm entitled to be lazy. Oh, Tenny. I guess that's how you pronounce it, Tenny. It's your birthday today, too. Well, happy birthday. Welcome to my channel. I don't think I've seen you in chat before, but we just had our birthday cake. Happy birthday, Tenny. Yeah, everybody wish Tenny a happy birthday. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not sure. It looks like Tenny. I'm mostly a lurker. Well, I hope you're not a bad lurker because I'd like to keep you as a subscriber to the channel. We wouldn't want to boot you out for any reason. Yeah, I'll get back to being busy tomorrow, I guess. I went to Hubs and got my free birthday cake and Winn Dixie and got my free ice cream. I didn't know Winn Dixie gave free ice creams. Well, we don't have a Winn Dixie here anymore. We used to years ago. Ten, Tenny, yeah, that's what I said. I don't know any place around here that gives you free anything on your birthday anymore. I think on Mother's Day they let mothers eat free in some restaurants. I think McDonald's and places like that let mothers eat free. I don't know about these other restaurants. Oh wow, they're fleeing Russia. I'm not sure that's a good sign, indication. If they're fleeing Russia, do they think they're getting ready to be hit? And U.S. are fleeing Russia. Huh. Yeah, we don't have a free Denny's here. We got one in Fort Worth. I'd have to go to Fort Worth for it. Denny's has a free breakfast slam. Well, I didn't know about that, but I would have had to driven to Fort Worth to go. So, oh, your Denny stopped it on there for the birthdays. Well, it was probably getting too expensive for them. Wisconsin has a tornado warning. Most manageable memorial gift was my grandfather made me a baked potato. He brought it over wrapped in foil. It was baked in, and he wrapped a $20 bill in between the layers of foil. Well, how sweet. That was nice. I wouldn't have thought to do that. It kind of makes me think of some of these little videos I've seen where these guys will put a diamond ring in a cupcake or in something else and then give it to the one that they're going to ask to marry them. I'd be afraid to do that. I said I'd expect them to take a big bite and swallow it before they realized there was even a ring in there. Wouldn't that be awful? You'd have to wait to go to the bathroom to retrieve your ring. That'd be terrible. Oh, did I even say that? Yeah, or drink. Yeah, I've seen that too. I wouldn't pay paying attention. I'd just prick my glass up and down it, and there goes the ring. I can imagine, Connie. And there's Starbucks free coffee, McDonald's free Danish or apple pie. Huh. See, I don't I don't remember any of the places that have free anything anymore. Jeanette has a birthday the 16th. Will be 66. Well, happy birthday, Jeanette. Early happy birthday. What is that? Linda leaves chat early to go collect on other treats. No, not hardly. Not hardly. Susan Proctor, I only got the cake and ice cream because I was too lazy to bake a cake today. I spent the first half of my day taking my two chihuahuas to the vet. Oh, they had a doctor's appointment. I've always thought they were cute. They're little bitty dogs, but they bark and act ferocious. They act like they're 10 foot tall. Gladys. She made her a birthday man for tonight. Yep, there goes Gladys. Yeah, she can't stay quiet for long. We know something's wrong with her if she does. She's not feeling good or something if she doesn't pop something in the chat to get us going. Linda, you should go celebrate at Chippendales. Well, Chippendales is all the way up in Dallas. That's a long drive from here. I'm not sure I'd want to even drive up there for it. I can find me some sexy strippers online and watch them, I guess. I don't know if there's any on YouTube or not. I've never looked. But that time I was looking for strippers, in Connecticut for Gladys. I did come across those few little videos. They put in some of their advertisements that you could watch part of their show. I thought that was kind of neat. I might could find some of that up with the Chippendales. Maybe they've got little short clips or videos that they do for advertising. Well, it's La Bears in Dallas. They call it La Bears, and that's Dallas's Chippendale. Yeah, you never know, Susan. At my first thought when I got stung that I might have gotten stung or bitten by brown recluse or something. The way it started blistering up, and I started reading stuff on it, and it says that the wound gets red and swollen, and it gets ulcerated, like blisters, and oh, that was scaring me because I never would show a picture. And then finally, I saw a picture of it, and I said, "Well, that don't really look like my bite, so I don't think it was a brown recluse." My son years ago got stung or bit by a brown recluse on the back of his hand here, and he treated it with, you know, medical stuff that he had on hand, and it seemed to start to heal up. And then all of a sudden, parts of it started falling off, like the scab was coming apart, and it was literally his skin or the meat of the back of his hand dying and falling off. And they said that's the way a brown recluse will do. It kills the tissue around the bite. And they say anybody that gets stung or bit by a brown recluse needs to go to the doctor or the emergency room to get a shot and get it checked out because it can be deadly if you let it go because it can get infected and you can end up pretty bad off from it. Some of them, if they're real minor, will heal up on their own, but my son's wasn't. it started healing up, and then it started getting all black and blue and ooky looking. And like I said, hunks of his skin was falling off. And all the guys at work said, "You got to go to the hospital. You need to go to the hospital." So he went, and they told him that was a brown recluse bite, and he did get a shot. I think it made him a little sick. Christian channel got canceled on YouTube. Huh. It went over their head. Well, I years ago I saw snakes around, but usually dead ones on the street. And it's been years since I've even seen a dead snake on the street. And they were water moccasins. And I think they just crossed my yard and would go down the hill to where the lake is, just like the tarantula did. I used to say it was tarantula crossing here because every evening about this time when the sun was going down, a tarantula would come from that direction, walk all the way up my sidewalk and go right through the backyard and go keep going straight down. Every day that tarantula would cross. But I haven't seen him in years, so I don't know if he's still alive or not. He may have got hit by a car. Same way, that what happened to the snakes. I mean, there's plenty of snakes down on the lake, don't get me wrong, but there's not that many up here on this hill because there's so much traffic around. They pretty much keep them killed off or scared away. I hope, because I haven't seen any. Now, scorpions I've seen. I can pick up a rock in the garden and sometimes I'll see a little baby scorpion about that long. The little tan ones. We don't have the black ones here, but the tan ones. And they are poisonous. And if they bite you, they hurt like the dickens. I mean, I got stung by one on the heel of my foot. Felt like a hot dagger went from the heel of my foot all the way up to my knee. It burnt like crazy and hurt. It made me sick for 2 weeks, and I was like shaky, weak and shaky from it. But they're not deadly. And I didn't go to the doctor or anything. I was still married at the time, and I told my husband, I said, I just got stung by a scorpion. Oh, you'll be all right. Lay back down, go to sleep. Well, who can go to sleep after being bit by a scorpion and you're hurting so bad you can't even hardly stand it? You're all funny. Just listen. You got no little snakes, do you? I'm hoping I don't have no little ones. I've never seen a green snake around here. I have seen what they call a coach snake or whip snake, and they're harmless. They're just big, long black snakes. I went out in the yard one day and one went whipping across the yard and he went straight up a tree. Never saw him again. But that was years ago. And like I said, the only um, water moccasins I ever saw were dead ones on the street where the cars had run over them. They were crossing. And I haven't seen any of those in many years. So I'm hoping there's none up here. Maybe they've stayed all below me, down where the creeks and the water is. I think they all read your comment about canceling Christian channels or something, Christian shows. Yeah, you're doing too many things. You don't know which one's going. I don't know anyone know how to make a trigger thumb stop lick, licking up and hurting. I don't know what you're talking about, a trigger thumb. Y'all, I drank my cup of coffee before the live tonight. I meant to say stop looking up. What do you mean stop looking up? Y'all have lost me. I'm lost in this conversation. Oh, I meant in general on YouTube and Facebook and all those, they will cancel a Christian channel for talking about Jesus, but let smut sites for yeah, that could be true. Locking up, not looking. Oh, it's funny how you can start reading some of these comments if there's a typo. Okay, she wasn't referring to a certain channel. She was talking in general. Okay, let me go back and see what Gladys Maya said. Connie got it. Susan, she didn't see it. It went over her head. I keep going back. I'll find it. A handsome man singing happy birthday. Oh, come on. A handsome man singing happy birthday to Linda with flowers and we're wearing a G string. I don't know if I can handle that, Gladys. I'd probably stand there and laugh at him. Probably ask him, has he lost his mind? Or ask him how much he got paid to do it. Oh, I saw it, Gladys. I went back and read it. Yeah, I read it, Gladys. I went all the way back to where you posted it and I read it. Oh, yeah. The video I'm going to post tomorrow morning is the one of my garden update after the storm. And I thought I started early enough to where I could get through the whole video before it got dark. And guess what? It got dark on me. I had to come in the house and get a flashlight and go back out there and finish my video. See what I do for y'all. Crazy lady out there making a video of her garden in the dark with a flashlight. Hi, Ashley. Welcome. How's Ashley doing this evening? I'm talking too much. I'm coughing. But I said I should have just let it go and end it when the camera stopped because I tried to turn the light on for the camera, but when I did it, it ended my video. So I had to restart my video, get my flashlight, and go out there and finish my video. Well, you'll see it when you look at it tomorrow. The end of the video is in the dark, but you can see what I'm seeing. So, and can hear sounds really good. And there's Cindy. Hello, Cindy. Thank you for the happy birthday. We've already had our cake and sang our happy birthday song. Uh, I should have practiced up and really doctored my throat because I messed up that happy birthday song. It was terrible. But we're having fun anyway, so. Oh no, Tippy is blind and has no teeth and questionable hearing. but good health otherwise. Poor dog. Poor little baby. Well, did I miss someone? A Rudy? I see Connie was saying hello to a Rudy. I don't see a Rudy in there, so maybe she's talking to someone else. I don't know. How's Cindy doing this evening? Don't y'all forget to hit the thumbs up now. Can't tell how many we got. Oh, okay. Rudy, the one that loves numbers. Because I didn't see his name up in chat, so I wasn't sure who you were talking about. I said, I missed something in here. Cindy just doing great, just picked up groceries. That must mean now you got to cook. How many thumbs up do you have? Well, I can't tell because I'm on StreamYard. Well, let's see. It doesn't tell me on StreamYard. And on the laptop, it doesn't keep it updated. So I don't know how many I've got. I won't know that till I'm off of live, I guess. On StreamYard, it doesn't post how many thumbs up you get. 19 now. Well, that's good. Ashley says 15. Well, I guess it's up to 19 now. I'd probably have to refresh my screen for it to update the thumbs up on this laptop screen. You have 22 thumbs up. Well, that's even better. Now 23. You have 35 watching and 20 thumbs up. Well, that's always good. We at least got a halfway decent turnout for this. Oh wow, you got a lot of clematis coming up. Those things are so pretty, and I've got one of my purple ones. I think a worm got into the roots or something because the flowers died on it. I hope it didn't kill the whole plant. My other clematis that's growing in the same pots looks okay, but the purple one that's at the very top of the arbor, it looks awful. It looks like the leaves are turning brown. So I said, evidently a worm got into the roots and ate the roots or something. Thank you, Gladys. I show we got 37 watching now. Yeah, Jeanette already did, Gladys. I think just about everybody in here did already. I know that's one reason I said people on a budget like I am, and so many other people that are living on their retirement checks, they can't afford to go to Sonic or Burger King or McDonald's or much less go to a real restaurant and try to eat because it costs too much. Well, thank you, Muffy Dragon Slayer. I don't think I've seen you in chat before. You must be new. But thank you for the happy birthday. And I got the small shake, which the small is plenty big enough for me. But my gosh, I mean, three little chicken strips and a small strawberry cheesecake shake was $10.15. That's a lot. I remember when you could get shakes for like 250. Thank you, vegan menu. Yeah, I eat at home too. I can't afford to pay the prices to go out. The only reason I went out is because I had that gift card. You can't spend it anywhere else. No, but I like going. That shake was real good and those tenders hit the spot. So don't mind it a bit. I mean, most people, I used to think about that, especially my first marriage. We were so tight on income. We just didn't have money. Most people spent more for just two people to go out to dinner, one meal, than I spent for my whole week's groceries because we didn't have money. And on a special occasion, we may, my first husband would take me out to eat somewhere, which was a rare occasion because didn't have the money to spend. But he did it occasionally, not very often. But it was nice to go out and eat that one time a year or two times a year. We definitely can't go out every week and eat. Now, my second husband, we'd go out every Friday, take the kids out either to get pizza or go to King's Table up in Fort Worth because it was buffet and they always served seafood on the buffet on Friday night. Or we'd go up there or we'd go somewhere to eat once a week. Don't do that anymore. I can't afford it. Yeah, and I promised everybody that the three gift cards I got that I would take everybody with me when I went and used those cards. And I got two more, one for was it Burger King and one for now I done forgot where the other one was. But I got two more of them. So I'll go out there, pretty soon and use up another one and take y'all with me. You just had a birthday at the end of April. Well, we didn't know that, Cindy. Well, happy late birthday. Took me to lunch and ended up paying because it was so expensive. I couldn't let her pay. Oh, my goodness. Well, that was sweet. The thought counted. I know either way you go, it's expensive. You just have to watch what you buy, watch how you cook in ways that you can make your food stretch the longest, just like my poor man's soup. I mean, that is some good soup, y'all, if y'all watch that video. And I use mostly leftovers and stuff, to make that soup. If it serves you the serving size, the groceries are better. Yeah. I don't know where April and Shelly's at. I just noticed they're not here. It's still early for April, though. She's 4 or 5 hours earlier than we are. Oh, you got a marigold and a zinnia coming up. Well, all mine start blooming. I'm going to have marigolds, zinnias, sunflowers, blanket flowers, every kind of flower all over my yard, my rock gardens. Well, thanks to my secret giver, I've got a new freezer and I've got it full of food. My cabinets are full. Any place I could put canned food or box food or anything like that, my cabinet's full. Well, you have a blessed evening too, Jeanette, and thanks for coming by. Wondering how long we've been on here for about an hour and a half. Home cooked food is way better, and going out to eat is well worth the trouble for me. Yeah, I mean, your food goes further. You can eat better. You know what ingredients are going in your food. I mean, I could take what most people go to a restaurant and spend on one meal and buy stuff to make probably 10 or 15 meals off of or more. Yeah, Dairy Queen and Burger King. So I can go in at Burger King and I can go in at Dairy Queen because I've already done one video from Burger King and they didn't play music. I don't know about Dairy Queen. I haven't been in there recently since they moved out on 377. So I don't know if they play music in there or not, but we'll see. They don't really have an inside place to sit at Sonic. They got tables up in the middle of where the cars park, under that canopy like. So you can sit out there to eat. But I didn't even think about doing that when I was there. I just stayed in the car. But they don't have any place inside to go to sit down. I made cinnamon rolls yesterday and my grandson and kids ate them all. I have two left. Well, those are the best. Grandkids love their grandmother's cooking. Grandmama's cooking's always better than anything. Yeah, I've been to Subway out here. It's been a couple of years since I've even been to Subway. But like I said, we've got a lot of restaurants. We have a Chili's, a Subway, um, Wendy's, a Taco Bell. What is that other one that's up on? I can't think of the name of it. It's on Jack in the Box. We got one of those. I know the last time I went to Subway, I got a meatball sub sandwich, 6 inch. Oh man, that was a lot of meat in there to eat for one sandwich. I think I had to make two sandwiches out of that. Lots of love in the ingredients. Yeah, that's the way my parents and grandparents did, Connie. They all cooked from scratch. I don't think they ever opened a box for anything, unless it was a box of pasta noodles or something. Okay, Gladys, just hang in there. Are the footlongs $20 now? See how long it's been since I've been. I think the last time I bought a foot long, well, actually, I got the 6 inch, and I got it for $6 and something, I think. And I think that was the last one I got, but it was years ago. It's been a long time. I have no idea what they charge out here now for one. It's mind blowing when you go in these restaurants and they bring you the bill. It's like, or you look at the menu, if the prices are up there, it's like, oh my God, I could buy a week's groceries for what they want for one meal. Yeah, you have to see if they honor the coupons. I usually get coupons put in the mailbox occasionally, but usually it's not for anything I want to go get. And I quit getting the newspaper, so I don't get them in the newspaper anymore. But a lot of times those food coupons, they'd stick those in the mailbox by themselves, regardless of whether you subscribe to the newspaper or not. Yeah, usually that's what I do. I get the French bread. It's what, dollar 40 cent now a loaf, the fresh baked one, and come home and make my own Subway sandwich. And I make pizzas with them too sometimes. I did videos on that. Makes a real good thick crust pizza, a pizza poor boy. Well, good for you, Connie. You got him spoiled. I can't bake bread as good as my mama used to do. She cooks so much better than me. And I've never tried the donuts. I don't know how they'd turn out. But oh my God, her donuts were just like they come from the bakery. Okay, she said, Susan's got a cooking question. What's your question, Susan? I guess she's typing it in. Have no idea what she's fixing to ask. I have two big pork chops that I thought I would just fry up and then we'll have enough grease to make gravy for the first time. Well, you could do that. I'm so scared, but you said when I do it, I will laugh at how easy it is. It is easy. And you don't need much grease in your pan, just enough to kind of brown a little bit of flour in, a couple of teaspoons or tablespoons of flour. I don't know how much you want to make. Just brown it a little bit. And after the flour browns just a tiny bit, you don't want to burn it. And add water, but be careful adding the water because that flour is going to thicken up real quick. And just kind of stir it up when you add your water gradually till you get it to the consistency you want it. And then you can season your gravy. You can add bouillon, chicken bouillon, beef bouillon to kind of spice it up a little bit, whatever you want to do with it. Yeah, it's real easy. I mean, I don't know what the big deal is with all these women about making gravy. I think the only time I even used a packet of gravy mix is when I just didn't cook anything. Well, just try it, Susan. Brown you just a little bit of flour in that little bit of grease that's left in the pan with all those other little drippings from your pork chops. And like I said, stir it up while you're adding your milk or your water. I usually add water unless I'm going to make a milk gravy. And then you can season it with salt, pepper, anything else you want to put in there. And sometimes I might put a drop or two of kitchen bouquet in there. It's a browning ingredient. but it don't take much of that. You put more than just one drop or two in there, it's too much. Yeah, but of course they're instant. Yeah, that is true. But you'll find that your gravy that you make yourself is so much better. I guarantee you, Susan, you get it right. The very time you get your gravy right, you'll never buy a box gravy again. You'll make your gravy from now on. Yeah, fried chicken gravy's so good. Turkey gravy with the turkey drippings is so good. It has a little bit of flavoring in it, and it does make it brown. So you only have to put just a drop or two in there. But in your pork gravy, if you pork chops, you may not even want to put any in there. I usually put a little bit in there if I want my gravy a little bit darker than what it is. Depends on how much the browned flour makes it. If you brown your flour good, your gravy's going to come out kind of a tannish brown color anyway. So you don't really need the kitchen bouquet in it. Well, be my guest. Go ahead and make you some gravy and let us know how it turns out. We'll wait. I mean, look on the bright side. If you mess it up, big deal. Start over. There's always another time. But I don't see how you can mess up unless you put too much flour in there. Not now. Well, you can do it later and just let us know next time how it turned out. Yeah, you haven't lost much. You just lost a little bit of grease and a little bit of flour. It's not a biggie, but I don't think you'll mess it up. Yeah, you sound like me, Susan. I usually buy my meat that way too. I find the sales and I buy the big packages and I divide it all up into individual portions and put it in baggies and freeze it, refreeze it. Well, not refreeze it, but I freeze it. Usually buy my hamburger that way too, my ground beef. I'll buy at least a 5 pound roll of it because most of the time you get it cheaper that way. Three to 5 pound roll. You save a few dollars usually by getting that much at one time. And then I just bring it home and slice it up, go down the roll and put it in baggies and freeze it that way. I haven't bought one in quite a while because, like I said, my freezers are full. Can't get nothing else in there, so there's no need in buying stuff. And I still got some meat and stuff in the bottom of the refrigerator I got to cook. The date's still good on it. I got time, but I got to get busy cooking some of it. Susan, I've even made gravy when I really didn't have any drippings left in the pan. And what I did was I just took a frying pan, put me a little bit of olive oil in there, got it hot, sprinkled me some flour in there, stirred it up, got that flour cooked, kind of browned a little bit, add milk or water, stir it up. You got gravy, honey. And then you can season it the way you want. You can put a bouillon. If you got pork seasoning, you can put that in there. But when it's your gravy, you can season it how you want it. I have jars of stew meat I've canned and home canned carrots, celery, potatoes. When I was quick stew, I was just, yeah, that works. Well, I never did that because I never had enough stuff at one time to be able to can anything. I did good to have enough to put on the table to feed my kids when they were growing up. But I said, if you live in an area where there's farms and you get this produce readily available that's not so expensive, or if you grow your own, it's well worth the time and effort to can food, can vegetables. I've never canned meat before. And I know that takes one of those, oh, what do they call them? I've got a regular canner, a pressure cooker canner is what it is. If you have meat to can or fish, you've got to use a pressure cooker canner because you can't do it in a regular canner, water bath canner. What is kitchen bouquet? It's just here. Wait a minute. I'll show you. I got a bottle of it. Oh, it's a browning seasoning sauce. I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to put it up there so you can read it. But it's not just for browning. It's a seasoning agent too, or seasoned salt. And it's got a glare on the bottle. But you can see it says browning seasoning sauce, kitchen bouquet. And it's not very expensive. I don't remember how much it costs, but it's not much. But that's kitchen bouquet, y'all. Oh, I didn't read the bottom of it. I didn't think about doing that until I walked away. But down here at the bottom, it says browning and seasoning sauce for gravies, sauces, soups, and stews. Sometimes if my stew liquid, the broth in my stew is not as dark as I want it, I'll put just a tiny bit of this. And once you ever use it one time, you'll realize what I'm saying. It takes very little bit of it. So be careful. Add just a drop or two at first to see how dark it's going to get. And you can always add more, but once you put it in there, you can't take it out. But that's 4 fluid ounces, so you know it's not very big. And you find this where you usually find your seasonings and stuff. I usually try to keep a bottle in my house. I don't use it all the time, and I don't use it every time in gravy. It's just occasionally, like I said, if my gravy doesn't come out quite as dark as I want it, I'll add a little bit of kitchen bouquet to it. Yeah, I've never used an electric canner or electric pressure cooker. Mine are, I've got a old timey canner. It's a big old thing with a lid. You just put water in it, put your jars in it, and let it go. But usually in those, you only leave stuff for 10, 15 minutes at tops. And like I said, I've never used the pressure canners. I think those you keep things in them just a little bit longer because you're canning meat and fish and stuff like that. So you have to do it a little bit different than just regular canning. And there's Yen. Can you use the meat to make Rio tacos also? Yeah. But see, I've never used one. Like I said, I've never had that much meat around to be able to can it. What little bit of meat I had around on my table was eaten. You've canned up taco meat and sloppy Joe meatballs? Huh, that sounds good. Does it change the taste of your beef stew if people have you ever pressure canned your beef stew before, with your carrots and potatoes and stuff like that in it? Does it make it taste any different? Yeah, my mom never had a pressure canner because she always canned stuff out of the garden. It was always tomatoes, green beans, beets, um, pickles, anything that grew in the garden. A lot of times she'd can, and we'd have plenty of canned stuff to get us through the winter months. But I've never known my mom to can anything meat wise or fish. Well, I don't know. Some people say that when you can some things, it changes the little bit of a taste to it. I don't know. I know fish is good. I'm ready to go. Well, I don't have nowhere to put them now, so if I went and caught any, I'd have to cook them right away. Fresh caught fish is so good. You just go catch them if they're big enough, fillet them, bring them home, throw them in the frying pan. And food from your garden is healthy because you know what goes in your food. And I'm not saying vegetables are bad when you buy them at the store. My only problem is the one thing that I like to grow myself is tomatoes. I have a hard time trying to eat a store-bought tomato. I don't care where they grow it, it just has no taste to me. I can grow one here in my yard. Oh my God, I could eat every one of them. I love them. But there's a different taste to a homegrown tomato than there is one that you buy at the store. Now, if you find fresh produce like at a farmer stand or a farmer's market that came right from their garden, those are good. I love to do that, but we don't ever have one around here. The one we did have last year didn't have any vegetables because no one had any, not with the drought and the water shortage. So you had to buy your vegetables at the grocery store. Yeah, I'd like to try it, but I know those are expensive and I wouldn't want to go buy one just to experiment and try to see if I liked it. That's a lot of work, you know. I mean, I can always freeze my meat, and if I have enough tomatoes, I can can or freeze tomatoes and then take them out and cook them later. I've got squash right now I need to cook. I know that I think of that squash casserole I baked here a few videos back. I don't know if y'all saw it. That was the best squash casserole. Oh my God, it's so good. I didn't let any of that go to waste. I couldn't eat all that, but I ate some of it for several days. And then I took what was left and I put two or three little containers in the freezer of it because I said, I'm not throwing that away. That is some good stuff. And then with me too, if I had a lot of stuff canned, I've got to have somewhere to store it. And I don't have any cabinets or places to store it in my house. I mean, what stuff that I have canned myself, you see that little cabinet right there? The one I built? That is the only one that I've got canned stuff in because I didn't have anywhere else to put it. I've still got, well, here is my pineapple salsa, and I still got some pickled beets in there. I've got chow chow, not too much left in there, but that's the only place I got to put it other than putting it in the bedroom floor. And then I'd be kicking jars. And it's just me. So, if I can get it frozen and can what little bit of stuff that I do can already, that it's plenty for me. I don't eat tons of food at one meal anyway. Well, if I could get my garden to grow like it did years ago, I'd be at the farmer's market selling some of my stuff because I'd have so many cucumbers and squash and zucchini and all that stuff. I'd have to go to the market and sell it because I'd have too many. Oh, and there was another thing I was going to do today. I showed you my bush beans on the Greenstalk Tower in the video that I'm going to post tomorrow. I was going to go out there and harvest those today and cook them with some potatoes, and I didn't harvest them. I got to do that tomorrow. I was going to do a video and show you how I remember my grandmother always fixing fresh green beans from the garden and potatoes. So good. Oh my God. You could just make a meal out of green beans and potatoes cooked together the way my grandma made them. Do you have any back country roads? Yeah, but I'd get lost. Probably. There's a way to go to my son's house. You can go by the back country roads, and he said it's quicker. It's a few miles less. But he said, but mom, he said you'd probably get lost going there. He said I go there all the time, and but I know where I'm going. I said I'd probably have to depend on Google Maps to get me to his house and get me home again. I might try it sometime. I don't know. See what the difference is between the way I do go and the way he was talking about. Yeah, I've been doing that. I felt like an idiot when I didn't realize I had Google. I knew I had Google Maps, but I didn't realize it would. If you had the address and everything in there, it would tell you every place to turn, talking to you, and then all you'd have to say, well, which way do I go here, and turn right here or turn left. It was like it was operated by a satellite, and it knew exactly where your car was, knew exactly where you needed to turn. Because finally, when I was in Cleburne that night and I couldn't get on the right road to save my life with all the construction, I finally just got that phone and I said, Google, take me home. And it started telling me where to turn. But I tell you what, the first few turns it told me to do, I questioned. I said, my God, I don't go that way. That's going to take me way out of the way. But that was exactly the way I should have turned. And Google Maps got me home that night. Well, that's okay. I'm rattling on. Yeah, I'm limited on my space, limited on my water. So, I'm limited on what I can grow. If I can't keep it watered to keep it alive, there's no need in growing it or trying to. And like once a month, I used to have a farmer's market by local farmers over in Acton, which is the next little town to us, which is only not even 10 miles from here, probably 5 miles. I don't know. But I never know exactly what day they're going to have that farmer's market. They usually have it on a Saturday, I know, and it's usually one day a month. But to my knowledge, they never put it in the newspaper or anything. So I'm not sure how to find out when they have it or if they still have it, because I know they didn't have any produce last year and Granbury didn't either. But I know they always had one in Weatherford, which is where I went to college, which is about 20 minutes from here. They had that, I think it was the first Tuesday of every month, which it was the first weekend of that Tuesday of every month, whatever that fell on, or first Monday. First Monday is what it was. Like our first Monday was May 6th. Well, it would have been the weekend before that, because that would have been the weekend of May 6th. That was when the produce market would have been open over there. And they have or usually had a huge one over there, right along with a big old flea market. They usually had tons of produce, but I haven't been to that in years and years either. So I don't know what goes on over there now. I don't think too many people had much of anything last year. Saturday mostly, but I think one is another day. Or I think that's the way it is. If it's first Monday of that month, yeah, I think it would have been last weekend, this past weekend. Or they could have meant this coming weekend. I don't know. All I know is they call it first Monday. Whatever weekend falls in the first Monday. So I guess you'd have to go over there and find out. Well, this one I'm talking about in Weatherford goes on all day long, and it goes on the whole weekend of that month. You know, whatever first Monday falls on, whatever weekend that is, it's Saturday and Sunday, and it's all day. Too early for me. I don't know why they would have a produce or farmers market and have it so early. I mean, they have them early, but usually they run all day long. Okay, Tenny, you sound like April having to go feed the dogs or having to go do something with the animals. And I still haven't seen April in here. I don't know where she's at, but she's got something going on, or she'd be here. I don't know how long. I was trying to see how long we've been on. We've been on all for almost 2 hours. Y'all get tired, let me know. I'm not doing anything. It's my birthday. I'll be here all night. But if y'all got to go, just let me know. I mean, I understand. Oh, you've never been to one, huh? Well, our produce markets, like our farmers markets, they start early in the morning, maybe 8 or 9 o'clock, but they run all day long. And they're usually for the whole weekend when they have them. Saturday and Sunday, all day. So you don't have to get up early to go. Depends on how far you got to drive to get there. With me, it would only be 5 minutes. So, yeah, she may be at the beach taking in that view of those Italian stallions wearing them Speedos. If you share a birthday with someone, as in having it the same day, your birthday twins. Well, I guess I have a lot of birthday twins today for this birthday because I'm sharing my birthday with everybody on YouTube. Oh, and my son sent me a message this morning, says, "Happy birthday, Mom." I don't know if he's going to be over here this coming weekend or not, since it's going to be Mother's Day. Or what day is Mother's Day on? Is it Sunday? I don't even know. I'm so absent-minded. I think it's Sunday, isn't it? Yeah, it's Sunday, the 12th. My brother's is the 29th and my son's is the 27th. And I haven't gotten him anything yet. I have no idea what to get him for his birthday. He can pretty much buy within reason anything he wants. And usually anything he wants is more than I can afford. So I don't know. No, May 12th was something. May 12th is Mother's Day. That's this coming Sunday. But my brother's birthday is the 27th and my son's birthday is the 29th. And then mine the 7th, which is today. Because my mother said the doctors told her that they thought I would be born on Mother's Day. I didn't quite make it. I wasn't going to share my birthday with Mother's Day. Plan a day with him and play good natured joke on him. I don't know what the good natured joke would be. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to come over this weekend or not. Don't know if he's got the time or don't know what he's got going on. Plan a joke on him like I did his dad years ago when my son was little. Bought him that Jeep and put it in several boxes to make him dig through the boxes to finally get to the little Jeep. Told him we bought him something he'd always wanted. And it was a Jeep just like he wanted, but it was just a miniature one. He got so mad. Oh, I got those one year for the kids. I don't remember if it was my son or my daughter. It may have been both of them, but I remember I got them. And it might have been his birthday. Blew them candles out, got them all blowed out, and there they come right back on. And he blew two or three different times and blew them all out, and they kept coming on. He just finally says, "The heck with it." It was funny. So I can't do that anymore. I've already done that once to him. He'll remember. In the years in the past, I've always baked him cakes and took them to him. Took him a birthday cake. I think the last birthday cake I took to him was a horseshoe strawberry cake. The cake itself was strawberry because it was pink. And then I've got a horseshoe cake pan and I baked it in that and I put Cool Whip icing on it and lined the whole top around the horseshoe with fresh strawberries. Sliced them in half and just decorated the whole top with strawberries. Because I asked my granddaughter, I said, "What kind of cake should we bake for your dad for his birthday?" She said, "Strawberry." So strawberry it was. Yeah, that is a trick when you buy those candles you can't blow out. But once you do it once, they're on guard. They're looking, they're looking out for that the next time or the next few times after that. That was years ago, a long time ago. I don't remember how old he was, but he wasn't too old. Probably 8, 9 years old, something like that. Yeah, I don't know what else. I don't have any idea what to get him. I don't know what to get my brother in Tucson either. I thought about gift cards, but I'm gonna have to look online to see what is around him that he can even use it at. I don't know. I don't know what's available. I'll just have to check it out. And then I'll have to wait till they mail me the card and then mail it to him, I guess. Unless we have a local one here that I can get one at. No, I didn't play the lotto today. It's been a while since I bought a lotto ticket. I used to play every once in a while, get him some lottery tickets. And then if he wins, I want some money. Yeah, but I hate to spend $50 on lottery tickets and not any one of them be a winner for anything. Scratch offs. I won about $40 on scratch offs one time. I spent, I don't know, it's $5 or $10 on dollar scratch offs, and I end up with a little over $40 on all of them. That was the one and only time I won stuff off of them, though. 20 only. And then they probably wouldn't honor them in Arizona. What do they do if they win on lottery tickets from Texas and Arizona? Just notify the people on the card? I don't know. I don't know how they do that. I'm sure though, if I sent him lottery tickets or scratch offs and he won really big off of one of them, he'd probably give me part of the money. Call up the lottery commission, your state, and ask. Yeah. Because people are doing it all the time. They buy out of state lottery tickets, I'm sure, and a lot of people have won off of them. So just you got to have, because here if you win on the lottery, um, if it's under a certain amount, you just go to the place where you bought the ticket and they give you cash. If it's over a certain amount, you have to notify the people on the lottery card. I think they have a phone number or something, and you notify them that you have the winning numbers. Sheila, Sheila said the last birthday cake I have for my 50th birthday, and that was 11 years ago. I don't know when I've had my last birthday cake. It's been, I don't even know. It's been so many years ago, I don't even know. And I'm sure if I had one years ago, I baked it myself. Now, I'm sure when I was little, my mom baked one, but that was years and years. That was too many years ago to remember. And I know she'd always bake a chocolate cake for our birthdays. About 11 was probably the last birthday cake I got. May 12th. Oh, Living Life Loving was her birthday's, well, their birthday's on Mother's Day, the 12th. I don't know. I'll think of something. An elephant foot plant one time. I found it online, and that thing looked so odd, but it looked interesting and neat. And I said, well, I never thought about sending him a plant before, but I said, that elephant foot looks so interesting and it looks something manly for a man. So I had him ship that elephant foot plant to his house or his apartment in Arizona. And he said, yeah, it looks odd. He said, I keep walking around and I just turn my head and look at it like, and it was supposed to get pretty big. I don't know if it survived or not. I don't know if he still has it. That was several years ago that I sent him that. He probably thought his sister had lost her mind when he saw he got an elephant foot delivered to his apartment. Elephant foot plant. It looks kind of like an elephant foot, like a leg, the foot, the way the skin looks and everything. It's interesting. I don't know what I'll come up with this year. I got to find something pretty quick. His birthday's the end of the month, and we're already almost halfway through it. How's your cowboy doing? Living life, loving, got a cowboy? Send him a singing telegram. Send him a female stripper. Send him a song and dance telegram. Oh, okay. She's got a cowboy for a husband. I've been locked up so bad for a while now. Yeah, but it's a neat looking plant if you've ever seen one, and they can get pretty big. And I never think to ask him if it's still alive. I mean, it may have died a long time ago. I don't know. But I saw a picture of it online and I said, that looks kind of neat. I think I'll send him an elephant foot. Oh, wow. Your computer or your phone or what? Been locked up, Susan. I just don't know. I have no idea what to get him. I've sent him sweatshirts and I've sent him t-shirts and I've sent him a little bit of everything, I think. Oh, really? The elephant foot has flowers on it? I didn't know whether it bloomed or not. Mine is too, Susan. In fact, my desktop in the bedroom in there, I don't even use anymore. It's so old. You can't even get online with it anymore. It's got the old Windows 7 or 8. I don't know. But it's so slow. It's not compatible with so many of the programs today. I need to get it out of the bedroom and stick it in the shed or do something with it. My laptop is several years old, so it's pretty much out of date because I can't run Windows 11 on it. And I said, well, I'll use it. It's still a good laptop. I'll use it until I can't use it anymore. And then I'll have to just break down and get another one that has Windows 11 on it. Because I think this year is when they said they were going to stop upgrading Windows 10. So when they do that, it's going to be like some of these other old Windows programs. You're going to be limited on what you can do if you don't have Windows 11. I mean, it's still a great laptop, even though it's old, because I've taken care of it. I can do the maintenance and everything on it myself. So, it's not an expense for me to do that. I keep the bugs and all that stuff out of it. Living life loving, says Miss Connie, in sickness and in health. Yeah. Well, I'm glad some people still hold that true, that commitment, marriage commitment, because a lot of these younger people don't think twice about it. I don't even know what year this Toshiba laptop is, but it's such a good computer still. I do anything with it I want. I still got plenty of memory on it. It's just the fact that I can't upgrade to Windows 11. It's not capable of running Windows 11. And pretty soon my laptop's going to end up like the desktop in there. I'm not going to be able to use it because I won't be able to get online. And when that happens, I've got to get either uh, a pad or I've got to get another laptop. I don't want a desktop. I want something smaller. I probably need an iPad. I don't know. Something I can take out in the yard real easy and get online Wi-Fi and not have to take the laptop out there if I want to read the comments in a live or do something like that. I don't know. I like my laptop though. Just need a new one. And they quit putting the CD drives in most laptops now. They're going to basically pads. They're not going to laptop computers. I mean, you have to use a thumbnail to save anything, pretty soon. Mine still has a CD drive in it, so I can save like music or anything like that to a CD or files. And it does have a thumbnail drive too, so I can save things to a thumbnail. But a lot of the newer models only have a thumbnail drive, so you have to back everything up to a thumbnail. And I said, I'm a creature of habit. I want my CD, option. There's Shelley Edwards. Hello, Shelley. Glad you could make it finally. We've already had our birthday cake. We've already sang happy birthday to everybody. What do we got on here? 32. Yeah, everything is saved to a thumb drive now. So I'm still fortunate that my laptop computer works and it does have a CD-ROM if I need it. I don't ever use it, but it's there if I need it. Because I've got tons of pictures and stuff saved on CDs. And if I don't have a laptop to play them on, I've got to put them in the player on the TV to be able to even view the pictures. So I like the fact that I've got the CD-ROM. I can play movies that I have on CDs. I've got a lot of movies on CDs. And if they get rid of that, then I don't know what I'm going to do with all of them. Just have to play them on the TV, I guess. I know the new cars don't even have one. My car doesn't. I haven't had a CD or cassette player in a car in many, many years. Because they first had an 8-track player in them, then they went to the cassette player, and then they went to the CD player, and now they don't have any of that. I guess they have a CD-ROM or a thumbnail. Probably don't even have that. Nope, they sure don't. Don't put CD drives in any of them anymore. When I first started taking classes in computers years ago, do you know I actually was on one of the old computers with what they called the floppy disk? And I mean, they called it a floppy disk because it would actually flop. I mean, you'd hold one part of it in your hand and it would literally go like that. That's why they called it a floppy disk, because it wasn't stiff and straight, it flopped. And it wasn't long after I was taking classes that they switched over and went to the 3.5-inch disc. And then they went to the CD, and then you could get computers with the CD drive and the 3.5. And I've still got some. They're only 3.5 inch discs square discs that you put in your computer, because my desktop takes them. You can put the little 3.5 uh, drive in, or the CD in, or you can take the round CDs and put them in there. I keep forgetting what they call those 3.5 inch ones. But I have drives on the desktop in there that take either one of those. Or you can save it to a thumbnail. You can plug a thumbnail into it and have external storage, if I can even speak correctly. A floppy. Yeah, it was floppy, Susan. And actually, you could take it like that and it would flap back and forth. It would wiggle. It was not hard. Yeah, my laptop has a CD player in it. I mean, I hardly ever use it, but it's always nice to have it if you did want to play something on it, or look at photographs that you've saved to CDs. I mean, I've got tons of pictures, family pictures that are all saved on CDs. If I run out of a thing to play a CD on, I can't view any of those pictures anymore. And it would take me forever to copy those to a thumbnail. And then what are they going to do in the years from now? They'll do away with the thumbnail and come up with something else. So then the thumbnails won't be any good. They probably won't have either one. You'll have to save everything to a cloud. You won't have a CD. You won't have a 3.5 inch. You won't have a thumbnail. Everything will go to the cloud that you got to pay a monthly fee to have. They'll tell you, you got to pay your subscription or you can't view your files. Your pictures and files will stay in the cloud forever unseen if you don't pay your bill. Yeah, I do. Well, I've got a one that'll play music. I can put my CDs in the player for the television, and I can watch the videos or pictures that I've got saved to those CDs on that. But how much longer are they going to have that, you wonder? One of these days, they're going to do away with that too, I'm sure. Well, see, my CDs, they're all family photographs. They're not song CDs like you're thinking. And I've got a few that are movies. Not many, but I do have some on movies that are on like DVDs. But I guess it won't kill me if I can't see them. But yeah, but that's a lot of family from the time my granddaughter was born till she was grown, basically. All pictures on CDs that I won't be able to see unless you convert it to thumbnails or can save it online somehow. But I have a ton of pictures. It'd take me, I don't know how long it'd take me to save all that online somewhere. And then, like I said, you'd have to save it to a cloud. It'd be so much. And then most of these clouds you have to pay a monthly subscription to. Yeah, I'm going back. My daughter had my childhood slides. See, you had them put on CD. So what are we going to do when they do away with the CD players? You won't be able to view them. I mean, I've got one to my TV that I own. But my son put a lot of pictures of my granddaughter, the little things that she did, when I wasn't over there that he thought was so cute. He's got them all on CDs, and he gave me copies of them. I've got all them. Yeah, everybody is going to end up having to have it all converted to thumbnails or thumb drives. And like I said, then I don't know what we're going to do going from there. You know, they're not going to leave it to thumbnails. They're going to change it eventually to something else. I know. I miss the good old simple days when things were so uncomplicated and everything didn't cost you to have. Even the air you got to pay for now. I mean, how many years ago was it that you could pull up to a gas station, put air in your tires, and it didn't cost anything? Now you got to feed quarters to a machine to even put air in your tires. You just don't pull up to a gas station anymore and do that. We don't have gas attendants like we used to have. You go to their machine and put quarters in it to pump your tires up. Times are changing, y'all. They've changed and changed my whole life. And I said, my God, am I be able to keep up with all this? Yeah, you got to pay for, um, oh, what do they call it? Pay for security on your computer to keep somebody from hacking it and taking everything you got. The only problem is they figured out most of these security programs. And if you got the security program, it just helps them get in. Exactly, Connie. And if you don't know which tire is empty, well, like mine, my tire light will come on and it'll tell me check air pressure in your tires, air pressure low, but it don't tell me which tire. So I got to go around and check all of them before I can find out which one needs the air. So I guess you got to go around, check each tire, see which one is low before you put quarters in that machine, or you'll be feeding it twice. I know those were the good old days living life loving. I remember that too. Back when I was, still in my teenage years and a little after that, I remember pulling up to a gas station. They check your oil, they check your tire pressure if you wanted them to, wash your windshield, and pump the gas for you. And it was free. I don't think there's anywhere in this world that you could pull up to a gas station nowadays and have somebody do that for you. And if they did, I guarantee you it's not free. They'll charge you dearly. Well, you know what? I found about the only time that my low pressure for the tires light comes on is when it changes from really hot weather to cold, or then when it changes from really cold weather to hot weather. My light will come on every time. I take it into Nissan, have them check it, and they said it only took a squirt of air and it was fixed. Now, the last time it happened, I wasn't that lucky. It had already come on for the temperature change, and I had that taken care of. Well, a few months later, it came on again. I had air put in the tire. It was okay for a little bit, came on again. So I was thinking that time I had a nail or something in my tire, but I didn't know which one because my car is not the one that has the sensor that tells you which tire. It just tells you that there's low air pressure. So I took it into Discount Tire because that's where I always bought my tires before I got this car. And they checked the tires and found one tire had a nail in it. And that's why it kept losing air. So they patched the tire for free because they knew had been a previous customer. And I told them the only reason I didn't buy the tires I had from them is because I had my other car totaled and I had to get a new car. And I've got the tires that came on it. But they know if I need a new set of tires, I'm going to come to them and get them. Oh, your tire sensor went all bad at the same time. Oh no. Some of the newer cars now, they have the sensor for the low pressure, but it tells you exactly which tire it is. And I told the guy, I said, "Well, I'm not that lucky. Mine is not that advanced. It just tells me the pressure's low. It don't say which one." Because he said his wife had a new car and hers was newer than mine because mine's a 2018. And he said that hers tells her exactly which tire is low. So you don't have to go to the trouble to figure out which one. Oh, yours tells you which one, Sheila? Well, see, some of the cars don't. It just depends on what type of upgrade you have in your car. But I just happen to have the one that doesn't tell you which one. It just tells you the pressure's low. I wish it did tell me which one. Well, you probably have newer cars than me, Susan and Shelley or Sheila. What year is your car? Yeah, see, yours is a 2023. Mine's a 2018. I bought it new, but it doesn't have the sensor that tells you which tire. It just tells you that the pressure's low. But on the newer cars, it tells you which one is actually low. I know on my son's older Nissan truck, it had the sensor, but it didn't tell you which tire either. But I know on the new truck they got it, it tells them which tire. And Susan said hers is a 2017. Well, I don't know, Susan. I just know there's a difference in the sensors, and mine has the one that doesn't tell you which tire. Unless there's some kind of setting that you can hit when gives you the message that the pressure's low, that it'll tell you. And if there is, I haven't figured it out. I won't say what my son says about Mini Coopers and Prius. Well, I have to get my owner's manual because, as far as I know, mine will not tell you which tire. It just tells you that the tire pressure is low. So I'm gonna have to check on that to be sure. I mean, I'm the one that had to read the owner's manual to figure out how to get the child locks off my doors. I got in the back of my car one time, closed the door, and I couldn't get out because the child lock went on. I was locked in my car. Can you imagine? I had to climb over into the driver's seat to get out of the car. I said that was so silly, but I got the owner's manual down. I read all of it on the locks and stuff, and figured, found out how to take the locks, get them set turned off. So they're turned off now. It's not going to lock me in the back seat anymore. You have to. I know my manual is that thick. God help me if I gotta know something really important. I'd probably have to read the whole thing. I mean, cars didn't used to be that complicated. You put gas and oil in them. You put water in the radiator. You roll the windows up and down. You push the button down to lock the door. So you couldn't get locked in. All you got to do is pull the button up. It's not that simple anymore. I'm pretty sure mine's got a spare. It's got a donut or something in it. It's got something to get me to Discount Tire or somewhere to get my tire changed. I know that. Living Life Loving says I've got a manual and a quick manual and still can't figure. Yeah, mine came with two. One is about that thick, and the other one is about that thick. My car doesn't have a spare. Well, they should at least have what they call a donut tire in there. One that'll get you to somewhere to get you another tire, you know. It won't leave you stranded on the road. I made sure they put had one in mine. I said, I'm not going to drive out of here with a car and I don't at least have a donut in the trunk of the car. And I think it's one of the smaller tires, but at least it's a tire. So if mine goes flat and I have to call a wrecker, he'll come and he'll change it. He'll take the old tire off and he'll put the donut on, and that's good to get you home or get you somewhere to get the tire fixed to get it back on or get another tire. Only gay guys drive them. Oh, y'all got me laughing. Well, see, my car has what they call the child locks. So if they're set on, you cannot open the door from the inside. No way can you open that door. You can't even open it with the key bobber. And I read in the manual about it. And the switch, when you open your back door, you look on the inside of the door panel, there's a switch in there. And all you got to do is flip that switch to off, and it turns those locks off. And when they're off, you can get in the back seat and close the door and it won't lock on you. But if it's turned on, you get in that back seat and close the door, you can't get out. I mean, somebody from outside the car can open the door, but you can't open it from inside. And I said, I got to get them things turned off. Yeah, but I said that was something I had to get down the owner's manual to figure out how to turn that child lock off. Turn on the AC, lock and unlock my car from my phone inside a store or my house. Oh, wow, that's neat. I can turn on my car, turn on AC, lock and unlock my car from my phone inside a store of my house or my house. Yeah, I can't do that, Susan. Mine is not equipped with all that. Sometimes I wish I did have the feature that I could start it up if I was in the house to where it would warm up and get warm if it was really freezing cold weather before I went out to it. I thought about that when I was at work a few times. I said, man, I wish I had one I could just push a button, it would start up, but I don't. So Susan says, I no. Tenny said, I just quit, stopped asking and go straight to YouTube. Oh no, a can of Fix a Flat. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, but even if you call a tow truck, they can't put it. They will not put a tire on your car unless you have a tire. I've called them before. When I had a flat, I had the towing service and roadside service. First thing they ask you, they say, well, do you have a donut or another tire to put on? They'll either tow your car in, put it on the flatbed, or you got to call somebody to bring you a tire because they don't have a tire to put on it. But fortunately enough, every time I've had to call them, I've at least had a donut, that they could put on there to get me home or get me somewhere to get the thing fixed or get another tire on it. Very nice feature. Imagine how much it would cost if it breaks. Yeah. That's crazy. I sure made sure I had one in my car. I said, I'm not leaving this lot without at least a donut back there. Because with my Cavalier, I had a flat one time, and the tow truck come out. That was the first thing he asked me. He said, do you have a donut or spare that I can put on there? And I said, yeah, I got a donut. He said, good, because he said, we don't have tires that we can put on for you. We don't have donuts that we can loan you, put it that way. Yeah, there's some ways that your tire might go flat. That's something that you spray in, it's not going to fix it, not going to get you where you need to go. I mean, when I first started driving, you had a regular sized tire in the trunk of your car. And usually my big tire in my trunk was just as good as the ones I was driving on the car already. So if I had a flat, my biggest problem was finding somebody to change it for me. And usually in North Carolina on Highway 421, where I travel the most back and forth to work, that wasn't a problem. I had a flat tire one time, and this really nice black man stopped and he said, Missy, what you doing out here? I said, I'm going to work. And it was all snow and ice all the way from my hometown to Wilmington. He said, you don't need to be out here on these roads this time kind of weather, all ice and snow. But he changed my tire for me, and I drove it on to work because I was already halfway there. It took me I was just as quick to go to work as to turn around and go back home. So I figured, well, the ice and snow will be melted by the time I get off work, or they'll at least have salt and sand put on the roads. So I went on to work. But you're not all that lucky anymore today. A lot of people won't stop and help you. Now, country folk will. I had a cowboy one time. I was driving out of the bank drive through, and my car ran out of gas. And I went through, deposited money, and was going to drive out and go right across the street to the gas station, right across the street from the bank, and put gas in. I got right to where you pull off on the highway from the bank parking lot and ran out of gas. And the guy at the service station didn't even have a gas can to fill up to go put gas in my car. So you know what that cowboy did? He had this old battered work truck. He said, "Well, get in, lady." He said, "I'm gonna take you and we'll go find us a can." So we drove around the different gas stations until we found one that had a darn gas can, and we got some gas, put it in the car, and then I was able to drive to the gas station, turn, give the can back, and put gas in the car. And that cowboy wouldn't take anything. I tried to offer him a few dollars, and he said no. He said, "The only payment I want is if you ever see this old truck broke down on the side of the road, you stop and help me." And I said, "Well, I sure will." But he probably did his own repair work, so that probably would never happen. Hi, Kathy 2010. Glad you could make our birthday party. The cake's gone. We've already sung happy birthday, but I'm glad you could make it anyway. Yeah, in the city, sometimes you don't want people to help you because you never know who's going to stop. But you way out in the country, or the way this town was when I first moved here, country folk helped you because this town has grown probably 15 times what it was since I moved here. It's brought in all kind of people. Some of them I wouldn't trust with anything. Well, thank you, Kathy 2010. I've had a good time on here having my happy birthday. Everybody else has too, I think. Yeah, but the South is really not today the way it used to be because you've got so many foreigners even moving into the country, the South, that even parts of the South is not the same. I've never changed a tire either. I don't know if I could get the lug nuts loose or not. I've only used my jack one time, and that was to jack the back of my shed up. My shed was unlevel, and every time it rained, water would go in the shed under the door and go back. And I said that means because the back of the shed has dropped, it's settled down. And a friend of mine that doesn't even live here said, "Well, if you got a jack, you can jack it up." I said, "I can't jack that shed up with a car jack." "Yeah, you can." And he told me what to do. He said, "Get you a shovel, dig a hole under one part of the back of the shed, enough that you can put some kind of flat rock down under there and get that jack in there to where you can get it to jack up. Center the back of it if you can." And he said, "You can jack the back of that shed up with that tire jack." Well, I had my doubts I could do it. I didn't think for sure I could do that at all. But you know what? Out there messing with it and doing what he told me, I jacked the back of that shed up. I got it leveled up. I tried to get the back end a little bit higher. So if it rained, at least the rain would go out the front instead of coming in. And I put rocks, and the big old rocks we've got back here under the back of it to hold it up. And then I lowered the jack back down and took it out. And, I had raised the shed. I said, "Good Lord Almighty." I never would have thought years ago I'd be ever trying to jack the back of my shed up with a tire jack. Well, I know how the tire jacks work. And I know what you're supposed to do with the lug wrench and all that to get your lugs off your tire, but I'm not sure I could get it jacked up. Not to where I'd be safe to take a tire off. And then, they put those lug nuts on with those air pressure machines. I'm not sure I could ever get one of the lug nuts loose, much less all of them. I have a fear of having to jump on the darn wrench to try to loosen them, and then I'd probably push the whole car over. I'd have a disaster. I changed a tire for a girl out on the dirt road who was in total panic because she didn't know what to do. But I was like, it's no big deal. Just keep it from falling to the side for me. See, that's what I'd be afraid of, that it would fall. And then I'd have more of a mess than what I started with. And Kathy 2010 said, I've changed tires before. I've not ever tried to change a tire. I mean, if I was way out in the country and there was nobody around, I guess I'd have to try it. And who knows, I might be able to do it. I don't know. But I've seen them tighten those lug nuts with those machines. And I said, I'm not sure I'd ever be able to get one of them things loose. Yeah, well, the service I have now, I have to call a number. I keep the number in my phone. But with the time I called them, I got a recording on there. They said, due to ice and storms, ice, snow, and storms, bad weather, and excessive calls, we can't take your call at this time. Call an emergency tow truck or, whatever I needed to take care of the problem. And then I would get reimbursed. So that's what I did. I called a tow truck and they came to my house because my car was here at the house. I couldn't even get it started. My battery was dead. And they jumped the car off right sitting under my carport. And I took the bill that he gave me and I sent it into the insurance, the coverage that I had, and they did reimburse me. I think I got part of it from my car insurance and part of it from the company. I can't remember the name of it. So I ended up only paying like $10 for that, which I felt lucky because one paid $40 toward it, the other one paid $50 reimbursement, and it even had hotel accommodations and stuff like that if I needed it because my car was broke down. It would pay so many nights reimbursement for that. But my problem is I'm always afraid if I break down where I really need help, I can't get hold of no one. But at least they told me what to do, and I was able to call a local tow truck and have him come out and get the car jumps started. Most people are spoiled with their new cars. I mean, mine is 2018 that I bought new, and it probably still will do stuff that I don't know it does. I'd probably be surprised what I don't know that it will do because I've never sat down and read that 2-inch manual on it. Yeah, I've only got just a little bit over 20,000 miles on my car. And it's what, 6 years old? Because I quit working pretty soon after I bought it. I worked long enough to pay my car off. And then I didn't care if I took any more part-time seasonal jobs after that because my back and everything was giving me problems. They were getting me to do stuff that was too strenuous for me. So I said, well, I got my car paid off. I don't care if I get a job or not. And that's when I went to YouTube, y'all. That's when I figured, well, maybe I can make a little bit on YouTube and help keep my bills paid and I don't have to go to work. But I tell you what, I'll work doing YouTube. If people think it's an easy job, it's not. I mean, at least I can control what strenuous is to my body, but it's a job. I mean, you got to do your videos, you got to edit your videos, you got to do decent videos. You have to have good content. It takes time to upload and post videos and all that. It takes time to video your videos that you post. And like my garden, my channel is on my garden, so my garden is work. It's not easy to grow all this stuff I got out here in this yard, and I do all of it myself. Sometimes I get to thinking, I said, well, maybe I'd have been better off I'd have just went and got me a job. Because I said, at least I'd have maybe Saturday and Sunday off or 2 days a week, whatever day that fell on. And I said, well, YouTube, I don't get a day off. I've always got to have a video to post for the next day. But I enjoy doing YouTube. I really do. I really need to get busy with some house cleaning, though, dusting and mopping and vacuuming and all that good stuff. Because since I get out and work in the yard and do my garden, my house is down on the list. My garden and my yard mowing and all that has priority this time of year. 2005 Firebird. Firebirds were neat cars. My son sent me a picture of this Corvette sitting in his garage next to his Miati or whatever they call them. And I thought to myself, oh my God, are you fixing to trade cars again? Or did you just buy another car? And it looked new from the back. But he said, no, Mom. He said, this is a fixer upper. He said, I still got my other car. It's sitting in the garage, isn't it? And I said, well, yeah. He said, well, if you can see close to the Corvette, it's not, I mean, it needs a paint job. It needs work done to it. He said, it's drivable, no problem, but it needs a lot of work. And I don't remember what year he said it was, 2010 or something. But I know even a 2010 costs quite a bit of money. But now I don't know how much he paid for it because, like I said, it's a fixer upper. It's not a. It's not like buying a used Corvette that's in fantastic shape. Put it that way. And it's red. I don't know what he'll end up doing with it. He may keep it for a little bit, drive it a little bit, and then sell it. Who knows? I have no idea. I said I couldn't even afford a Corvette fixer upper. I couldn't, and I could not even pay the insurance on one. Yeah, I know. Susan's the organizer. She she'd cringe coming into my house. She'd open my cabinet. She'd say, the first thing that come out of her mouth would be, "Oh my God," because my stuff that's in my little catch-all cabinet over here is like cram and pile in as you can. Whatever will stay the way it'll stay. It's not really that bad, but almost. Did y'all see what I wrote about caps? No, I didn't. Let me go back. It's good, Susan. Oh, okay. Kathy's telling everybody thanks for typing in all caps because she has a hard time reading the smaller print. I think a lot of people do unless you're just right up to it, and then it's hard. And right now I've got so much gook in my eyes from allergies that sometimes it makes things a little blurry. But I can't wash my eyes out every 5 minutes. Susan said, but if we all do it, none will figure out where one starts and the other one ends. She says, I'm not asking for people to do it. No, she's telling y'all to do it. I'm kidding, Kathy. I feel in a funny mood tonight. Don't take offense to anything I say. Oh, wow. You owned a cat that scratched your cornea, Connie? Oh, my goodness. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I make my bed when I get up, too. I clean up behind myself, but it doesn't help on these days that the wind blows and you get that dust settled in your house. And, you just have a slight film on everything. And that's kind of the way mine is right now. So I need to go over everything and just give it a light dusting, vacuum, and kind of mop up the floor and get some of the dust off the floor. Get some of the stuff that I tracked in coming in and out of the yard and the garden and all that. I think I put little buddy's food out. I hope he ate it all because he's not back at the door anytime soon. I had cataract surgery on both eyes. Now I'm having problem with my right and need surgery again. Oh no, sorry, living life loving. I had surgery on both of my eyes years ago too for cataracts. So far, I've not had any problem, and I hope I don't. But there was this older gentleman that lived at Lake Stone Terrace when I worked there. He had a habit of rubbing his eye with the back of his finger and just digging in his eye, after his surgery. And all of a sudden, he couldn't see out of that eye. And when his eye doctor found out what he'd been doing about rubbing his eye so hard, she said, well, that's what happened. She said, you're not supposed to rub your eyes like that. When you have cataract surgery and you have lenses implanted, don't rub your eyes because you'll mess up the lens if you rub it too much. And that's what he did. And it was simple enough. He just had to go back in. She had to take that old lens off and replace the lens, and then he was fine. But he said, well, they didn't tell, my doctor didn't tell me that. Well, I'm sure they did. He just didn't remember it, or he didn't catch it when they told him. Because I remember my eye doctor telling me not to rub my eyes like that anymore because you can mess up your lens on your eyes. They had to give her 3 shots to get her exercise. And Bet had a cat roaming the office, and she come up off the table and got me. Oh my God, that was terrible, Connie. Hmm. I've had so many tips given to me before I ever had surgery that eat this, eat that, use aloe vera, wash your eyes out with aloe vera, and do this and do that. And it helps get rid of cataracts or helps keep you from getting cataracts. Well, mine were already too bad to worry about by the time they were giving me all those tips. So I just went in and had my surgery, and I'm glad I did. Yeah, a good diet does help. I mean, don't get me wrong, but that's a diet that you have to start years before you get cataracts. I mean, you can't wait till you get cataracts and then go on a good diet thinking the cataracts are going to go away because they're not. Oh no. She was my baby and had her 17 years, found her on the rear end of my husband's 64 Impala. Oh my goodness, it's 10 o'clock, y'all. We've been on here for 3 hours. I had surgery for them myself, Linda, years ago. Yeah, I couldn't see anymore, and the my eye doctor told me that glasses would not do any good. That they could not give me glasses thick enough for me to see anything through, and if they could, that I would never want to wear them. They'd look like bottle tops on my eyes. And she said you need surgery, so I trusted her, and she was right. I needed surgery, so that's what I did. I've got 1 or 2 pictures on my Facebook wall. I think I've got my glasses on, the last glasses that I had, and they're like the frameless type, and they were bifocals. I mean, but I didn't mind wearing them because I learned how to wear them. You blink before you look down, and then before you raise your eye back up, you blink again. And you get in the habit of doing that. You do it subconsciously, and you don't even know you're wearing bifocals anymore. Oh my goodness. That's not good living life loving. It should be lots better, right? Not worse. I did, but it was fluid buildup, and now that I take Lasik, I don't have trouble after lost 50 pounds. Oh, I see. So it was other things causing problems with your eyes. Yeah, I'm sure there's some things that do work, but I don't have problems breathing unless I come in contact with something I'm so allergic to that I can't breathe. And I've had it happen a couple of times, not where I couldn't breathe, but like I've been out walking in areas where I've never walked before, down certain streets, and all of a sudden my breathing got real labored, like like that, like it was hard for me to breathe. And I realized there was something on that street that I was highly allergic to. So I boogied on off that street, and I've never been back down it either. The only time that I absolutely could not breathe was when I went into the hospital, well, the emergency room. They checked my kidneys for kidney stones, and they injected X-ray dye in my veins. And the minute that X-ray dye hit my veins, I couldn't breathe. It was like an elephant sat on my chest. I couldn't inhale or exhale. And I waved my hands, letting the nurse know there was a problem. I couldn't breathe. She grabbed the doctor and he told her to give me X cc's of Benadryl stat, So she rushed and got it and put that needle in that IV, and all of a sudden I could breathe again. That was scary. I see, Kathy. But all I have is allergies. And my doctor told me one time, he said, the best thing you can do is stay away from what you're allergic to or stop doing what causes your problems. And I said, well, I got to breathe. I mean, anywhere I go, if I'm breathing the air, I'm usually allergic to something in the air. I can't stop breathing. I wore contact to see far and no glasses before surgery. Oh, wow. Well, yeah, they definitely need to correct that problem. That doesn't sound good at all. Yeah, it's hard on allergies when you're allergic to everything around you. I'm allergic to foods, I know, but I eat them anyway. The ones I know that don't affect me real bad. Like I know I'm allergic to peanuts somewhat. And if I ate tons of peanuts, I could tell in my throat that it's causing a problem. So I know not to eat them. I mean, I will eat peanuts, but I don't eat tons of peanuts. And I don't eat them that often. I can't be around anybody smoking because I'm allergic to the cigarette smoke. It makes me deathly ill. Well, I try to remember to wear a mask because I've got masks all over the house. I've got a stack of masks that I made in the bedroom, and sometimes I'll remember when I see them, and I'll grab one when I'm going out to the garden, or I'll grab one that I got here on the table and take it out. And sometimes I get so involved in what I'm doing, I just go out and forget about it. And that's when I have a problem later. It's because I didn't wear my mask and I'm breathing all that stuff. Oh no, you're talking to your neighbors upstairs. They're having a fight. Oh no, that don't sound good. You going to act as a referee, Susan? Yeah, my son doesn't allow anybody to smoke in his house, and nobody smokes in my house either. He's telling me she's okay now, and security came to check on them. Oh my goodness. They have boxing gloves. Let's hope they didn't need any, but that doesn't sound good. Yeah, and when the wind blows around here, if it's dry season, it blows all that stuff up in the air, and you can't help but breathe it if you go outside. It gets bad in the house too if it's dry and dusty and windy for very long. I've got a fly buzzing around my computer. I only see flies around my house once in a while this time of year, and then they usually disappear. Vegan is right. Getting older, we never know how the same food can affect us the next time we eat it. I know. Yeah, domestic violence can be ugly. It's heartbreaking too. He's drunk. Oh, how old a couple is this? Not making sense. Well, drunks don't usually make sense, do they? Hopefully he'll pass out and just sleep it off till tomorrow. Lord him. Yeah, they can get mean or they can get downright stupid. They can go from one extreme to the other in a heartbeat. I've never had allergic reaction to any kind of seafood. Maybe it was because I was raised basically on seafood back home. But so far, I've not had allergy to any of it. I've eat clams, shrimp, crab, all kind of fish, lobster. They don't know that the can't reason with. No, you can't reason with a drunk. They need to just go to sleep and sleep it off. That's about the only thing that does any good is just for them to pass out. And usually the next day they don't remember anything they did or said. Yeah, like me with my peanuts, living life loving. I just eat small amounts of peanuts. I don't go crazy. But I can sit there and eat peanuts all day. I love them. But when you get older too, you have teeth problems. So don't have many of those left to chew the nuts up with. That could be a problem. Yeah, I eat oysters. I've never had oysters to bother me. I love fried oysters. Was the cousins that lives with them and her? Hmm. Did the doctor say I was allergic? Yeah, I mean, I was tested for allergies and they tested me for so many things. They put needles all down my back and I was allergic to everything they tested me for. They didn't test me for food, but every kind of grass, tree, flower, you name it, I was allergic to. And I love flowers. I just can't be around some very long if they smell real strong because it'll start making me nauseated. But so far, anything I've got in my yard hasn't bothered me. Of course, I don't go out there and stick my nose in my moonflowers either. They smell the best. Oh my God, they smell so good. But like I say, I don't stand out there and just smell them all day either. I don't want oysters on a half shell, but I love oyster stew and I love fried oysters if they're the ones that come from the East Coast. Oh my God, they're so good. Well, as far as I know, I've probably had allergies my whole life. I started realizing I had allergies to perfumes and stuff when I was not quite a teenager yet. And I had perfumes given to me and I started putting them on my wrist and a little bit behind my ears. And I noticed, like within an hour of me doing that, I was getting headaches, I was getting nauseated, and it was the perfume. So I'm allergic to perfumes and all that kind of stuff. So I have to buy the kind of shampoo that doesn't have all that stuff in it. If I don't, I get mad itch on my head. Oh my God. I could take a rake and scrape my hair off. But this Prel shampoo is what I used growing up, and it never bothered me. So I went back to using Prel, and they've got different levels of this Prel shampoo and conditioner. And I found one, I don't remember the name of it, but it's Prel. And I have to order it online because they don't stock it in the store. And I think I paid $18, $19 for the conditioner and the shampoo when I got it last time. I'm almost ready to order it again. But I can tell a big difference using that because my head don't itch. It don't drive me crazy like I got mad itch. But it doesn't have perfumes and stuff in it, for one. And it has all the good stuff that people that have sensitive skin needs in it and all that good stuff. Well, so far, I don't know that I'm allergic to chocolate. My dad, during oyster season, I remember him going, he'd go down to the beach or close to the port where he could buy oysters fresh off the boats in bushel baskets. And he'd bring a bushel home to the house. He'd build a fire in the backyard and he'd put his oysters in that fire. And as soon as they started to pop open the shells, when they started getting hot, he'd open them things up and be eating them. I can't eat raw oysters. Oh, no, 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 no. I'd have to leave them in that shell till they got cooked solid before I put them in my mouth. Here's Alfonso. Hello, Alfonso. I am. It's been a real good birthday today. That's not one thing I think I want to. Yeah, I don't want a raw oyster, but I will eat my fried oysters. I love the fried ones. If they're good oysters right off, fresh, right off the boat, big ones, they're really good. The ones you get around here, they're little bitty tiny, and by the time you get them fried, they're hard as a rock, and you don't even want to eat them. They're almost a joke to oysters, to tell you the truth. One time when I drove home to North Carolina, one of the things I did when I got there is I drove to Burgaw, which is the next town to my hometown, and there's a restaurant over there, Bandanas. They had some of the best fresh oysters you've ever had in your life. But you got to go in a month that has an R in it. If you go in a month like May, they don't have them. But if the month has the R, they have them, they serve them, and they are so good. If I wish I could get something like that out here, I'd be going to get me some fried oysters every once in a while. Yeah, I can't eat the raw ones. My dad loved them raw. Thank you, Susan, Jessen, or Jason, Jessen, I think. I've had a good birthday. We've been celebrating for a couple of hours now. I've been getting silly. Oh, it was your birthday yesterday too. Well, happy birthday, Susan. Glad you could make it. 4 people you've heard now. Oh, so the fight's still going on, or the arguing? Yeah, I can't handle the texture of the raw oysters. Make me Chills go up my spine. Everything out here in Texas is geared to beef, barbecue, that type of stuff. And I love it. I mean, I love the barbecue. I love beef, the way they fix it out here at these restaurants. But I just can't eat much of it because my stomach was not geared for beef, a lot of it, a lot of red meat. I have a hard time with too much of it. I mean, I can eat a hamburger now and then. Don't bother me. I can eat a steak, and oh my God, I feel like I got lead in my stomach. And I love steak. I just don't get it very often. I don't eat beef except burgers. Well, I eat stew. I make a beef stew sometimes. Sometimes I might get a roast, or I eat beef barbecued ribs. To tell you the truth, I'm almost rather have the pork barbecued ribs. I mean, they're good, just as good as beef is. So either one is fine with me. I love both of them. No, he said to talk to her because he wasn't making sense, but she hasn't answered. But what happened to the security? Is the security still around? Oh, I love me a ribeye. Yeah, I love them too. It's been a while since I bought a ribeye, and a lot of times when I buy them, Brookshire's got them on special. Buy one get one free. That's usually the way I buy a lot of my meat is when they have the sale. You buy one get one free. That way, I feel like I'm getting something for my money. Yeah, I don't eat weird stuff. Like sometimes they'll have bacon. You buy a package and get one free. Um, like I said, you buy a steak, get one free. Buy a package of chicken and get another package free. Yeah, Luby's liver is pretty good, but they don't. The last time I went at Luby's and got beef liver, they don't fix it with the brown gravy like I do. They fix it kind of like I sauteed those chicken livers and cooked them with onions, but you don't have a brown gravy with it. And I love brown gravy with my chicken liver or my beef liver because that's the way I've always eaten it. Yeah, I love fish myself, Connie. Yeah, some people have some weird meats out there. Some that I don't want, that's for sure. And I love eating salads. Yeah, that reminds me, I need to harvest some more of my lettuce and fix me a big old salad tomorrow to eat. I got lettuce that's grown back since I harvested all of it a week or so ago. And I need to move it. from where it is and move it back under more shade than what it gets, because lettuce does better when it gets hot weather if it's not in the sun. I knocked myself. She didn't answer when I tried to call. I eat brisket and menudo. I like brisket. My son fixes a good brisket. I've never fixed one. He likes to smoke his in his smoker, his ribs too, and they come out really good. But that's an all day process. Your husband's a serious meat lover. He's got to have his meat, huh? I think most men are that way. They if they don't have meat in their meal, they haven't eaten. Okay, Kathy, you have a blessed night. Have a good day tomorrow. We're probably going to get off of here too. I mean, we've been on here for over 3 hours already. I lose track of time, y'all, when I'm in here chatting with everybody, because I'm watching the chat and I'm reading it and I'm answering people and talking to people when they make comments, and I enjoy the heck out of it. Well, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here too. We've been on here long enough. I've had a good birthday. I'm glad all of you could show up and wished me a happy birthday, and everybody else that had happy birthdays tonight. And y'all have a good night. Sleep tight. Uh, I'll have that updated garden video posted tomorrow morning, and you'll see what I mean. I was out there finishing up my video in the dark with a flashlight. You're gonna think I lost my mind, but I wanted to finish it. I was too close to getting it finished. So y'all, like I said, have a blessed night. Have a good day tomorrow, and I'll see you on my next one. Love y'all. Bye.